Hi, my name is Edwin Lee Helvig. I go by Ted. And the title of these videos is going to be 1 in a Million. Not to be bragging, because the million I'm a part of are the million veterans today embroiled in this process the Veterans Administration calls determining the benefits that a veteran should get relative to medical treatment or disability compensation. Typically these veterans are of course discharged honorably, they've been injured or exposed to chemicals. The disabilities can vary quite broadly. The reason I'm making this video is to point out how the Veterans Administration can defraud veterans. And I'm not talking about all the people in the Veterans Administration. I'm talking about specific ones here in the Phoenix area especially. My story starts in 1966, July 22nd, when I'm severely injured in an accident while servicing an aircraft at Mesa Air Force Base in California. As a result of a fall and striking the ladder on the ground that slipped off from under me, I will suffer sacral nerve root damage and contusions to the right kidney. Hospitalized for 11 days, grounded, taken off flying status, finally returned to duty on the 5th of August of 1966. I will go to Southeast Asia in 1967, serving in Thailand and in Vietnam, get out of the Air Force April of 68. In May of 68 I will go to the Veterans Administration Hospital in Wichita, Kansas, where Dr. Epps, without any kind of records being available, I'll complain of severe back pain in the area where I was injured, which is right around L4, L5, S1. And the other thing that the doctors at the hospital at Mesa not documented was, other than the massive hematomas and internal bleeding, was that I had a major depression in the left gluteal muscle area. For whatever reason, Dr. Epps will, without discussing the injury or the situation, will document that my pain is not as a result of a service-connected injury, which was not true. But now I'm into a 43-year battle with the Veterans Administration. And I'll continue to go to the VA hospital, just be denied any kind of treatment or service. In 1984, when my wife and I are relocating into the Seattle area, my right leg will go dead. I've had problems with a dull pain in the sacral area, again, same area that we talked about, around L4, L5, S1, and in that gluteal area, with a dull pain transitioning through the buttocks, left buttocks down into the right leg. On the 15th of January of 1984, the right leg, when I get up to take my dogs out for a walk, is asleep. Monday I go to the Veterans Hospital because the leg is still asleep. For the next 6 months the doctors there will be puzzled because the skin's extremely sensitive but the leg is totally dysfunctional. They will finally diagnose this situation with my right leg as a palsy type situation. June 13th they finally come up to what they call an asset, and it's acute compressive sciatic peroneal palsy, paralysis. There's nothing they can do for it. The leg will recover approximately 80%, leaving the right foot, which had been dead as well, drop foot, with residual drop foot, and the middle toe and the 2 outer toes are still totally non-responsive. There's enough permanent nerve damage within the leg that the leg typically has a tendency to not respond to, if I want to take a step forward to the right, it may go to the left, it may not function at all sometimes. So anyway, the leg will continue to get worse. In 2003, the leg has finally gotten so bad, I'm getting shooting pains now down through the same area. I end up going to the VA hospital again after talking to my doctors. I'm having a hard time walking. I go to the VA hospital there. They do MRIs, do physical therapy. That doesn't help. By 2006, we're moving, in the process of moving from the Seattle area to the Phoenix area, Gilbert, Arizona, and we're in Bentonville, Arkansas, it'll get so bad that I have to report to the VA hospital in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and they'll have to give me an injection into the right hip area to try and relieve the pain. And they note then I'm walking with a cane. They're also noting through this process that I've become diabetic, which is another issue that was done by Dr. Jacobson in the Everett Clinic, which is outside of Seattle as well. It was my private physician. We'll come into the Phoenix area. I'll go to the VA here. I've already filed a claim through the Disabled American Veterans and the Seattle Veterans Administration. We come here and we go through the process with them as well. Basically, the Phoenix Veterans Administration will try and have the Seattle Veterans Administration send them information. Seattle says they have no data prior to 2005. Then in fact I was never at the Seattle Medical Center prior to that, so I give the Phoenix VA my medical appointment card from Seattle in 1984. They give that to the Seattle VA, and they miraculously start finding some of the records, not all of them, but they find quite a few of them, and they send those forward, which basically verify the fact that they call this a neurological damage problem in 1984. However, here they still don't want to accept that. They want to look at it as some type of just a condition that's becoming worse just through age or whatever, to nullify the Veterans Administration's liability for it. And I don't ever get to see a doctor until 2009, June of 2009. So we're talking about a lot of years have gone past here. So this is the first time I'll see a VA doctor in 25 years, from 84 to 2009. I get this Dr. Bertram Quasman, MD. Quasman, violating VA policy and U.S. Code 38, will not be prepared. He has not reviewed my records. He'll give me a cursory examination, determine that, again, it's not neurological, which it is. And this starts the process that goes through what they call the decision review. It's a formal hearing. The DRO, which is a Peggy Dingfield, finds in my favor. But when the statement of claim, the records come out, it's basically fraudulently put in by Dr. Quasman. This story goes on and on and on. Anyway, the bottom line is, I'm not the only veteran being treated this way. It's not personal, I'm sure. They don't know me, I don't know them. It's just what they're doing here. It has nothing to do with other veterans, but it's my problem, and I think it's a disgrace. I think the 1 in a million is really a national disgrace, that the veterans are not getting what they deserve. The number, according to a congressman, is 1 million. I'm 1 in a million, and the average amount of time it takes for these veterans to get their claim closed is averaging over 4 years right now. Now that doesn't mean that they got satisfaction. It only means that they died, they gave up, or they were given some medial amount and just decided it wasn't worth going any further. I don't want to say that their motto is outlast them or outlive them, but I've been told that by employees of the Veterans Administration. There's a lot of good people in the Veterans Administration, a lot of them, and there's even more good volunteers probably that serve the veterans, but there are those that don't, and they seem to be protected by management and by, I don't know who else, the FBI. They don't seem to want to do anything. The media doesn't want to do anything. So I need your help. So please forward this on to your friends. If you have a veteran you know that's having a problem, ask them to watch this. Leave a comment right down below here. You can leave a comment and tell me what you think. But please watch the following ones when I get into more detail of each of these type of issues. And thank you very much.